This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
Yo, it feel like
Episode 68, y'all. Houston, Texas. Welcome back to episode number 68 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. Fam, before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
Okay. On Facebook, you can find me on there as Yolan, a Poet's Poet. On IG, a Poet's Poet. Motivational Point Publishing, Yolan, a Poet's Poet.
Okay, my name is John Ross Dike I, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike and still_visionary. If you would, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. In front of you all, I have all my paraphernalia. You can shop stillvisionary.com/apparel. I want to take you here first, fam. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I play this record on episode number 66 and 67.
Between the black
it's just a state of mind right now that we're in.
The Negro Revolution. There's a difference.
Give us some time, y'all.
When you study the historic revolution.
It's not so hard. So
the motive of a revolution, the objective of a revolution, and the result of a revolution, and the methods used in a revolution. You may change words.
When it rains and pours, let me change the forecast, Lord. Give me the strength, hurricanes are more. If hurricanes are all that remain in store for me,
dang, I guess I'ma bang some more.
Remember days of yore, disdain for the law, but shit changes never in vain. For moms to get sane, pardon I switch lanes for the sake of making sure my nephew live it up. I give a fuck if I quiet tuition. Niggas dying if they try my position.
I envision benevolence for the hell of it.
Endless
malevolence for the smell of it. Do you know the scent of
bloodshed? Was no law, was no compromise.
This record just hit so close to this period in time that we're in right now, Houston, Texas. Y'all gotta vibe with us.
When you find out what it is, you'll get back in the alley. You'll get out of the way.
Yolan, a Poet's Poet, is in the building. Let's get it.
And you're afraid to do
I'm no Fred Hampton Jr.
But if Fred Hampton shooter would have been at my bed, I would have been clapped the Ruger. I ain't been ladder's dude. I never crashed without the tool. A nigga did dirt for pushing up grass and petunias. Revolution revolves around execution. Not involved, gotta execute them. Can't resolve, so it's death they choosing. I can solve it. The solution is all about retribution. When the scourge of the just get just what they deserve, then justice is served, not destitution. Evolution prevails, the ills of what ails, the desolate set precedent. Wanna get to the root, check the present tense. Check the president, nigga, forget hesitance.
Yeah, Houston, Texas.
Oh boy.
It's a state of mind. I want to say shout out to the nice guys. Easy Eve, Saint, Omar, Candlestick, Free, and Things with Todd for writing and producing this record entitled Bloodshed off the Green Room EP. But fam, I just wanted to play that record at first to get us in the mood. Even though, I'm weekly, I'm still producing the podcast. I also want and cannot ignore what's going on in society right now.
Correct.
And I think that when I heard that record, when things started to arise, when the temperature started rising with what's going on in society, this record popped in my head. Mm-hmm. And we brought this record on the podcast 2 episodes ago and played it throughout the episode, and it's just been ringing in my mind ever since, man. But how you doing, man? What's been going on with you?
You know what's been going on. So
Yeah.
I think I can say I'm grateful to still be breathing.
Yeah.
Grateful to still be able to fight. Even more grateful to see the young ones out there doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard time right now, man.
Yeah.
It's a real hard time, especially for a lot of us cats. Yourself included, fam. Been going at it for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
And the thing is, we now, when I'm 41, so we now the new elders, if you will. You know what I mean? We losing our elders, man. The ones that's been fighting the civil rights and the Jim Crow laws, all of that, and fighting even what's going on in the turf in all different cities, to be a black man, a black woman in America. So to pick up that mantle, and now you see the young ones doing it. Like I said before, man, I got gray hair, so you can see I've been in it.
Yeah.
and to see the new generation getting busy, man, it gives me hope, man.
Yeah.
It gives me hope.
Yeah.
Every generation you see it get better and better, especially with technology. Technology is a tool right now. Technology is the tool right now. So they know how to really utilize it to fight the powers that be in the system.
Yeah, if Sam Cooke said a change is going to come, and if the change is going to come, definitely this go around with us seeing what happened to, rest in peace to that King George Floyd.
Peace, George.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely will be a change because now it's on wax. You know what I'm saying? People can see it. People are internalizing it. And like my homegirl said in episode number 67, trauma porn now playing, she said the trauma porn of it, the effect of the killing, and then being desensitized to the fact that we're always watching black men die on camera, on the internet. And so, yeah, man, I think a change gonna come, and definitely with it being shown this go around, we definitely got to see something shake.
Well, bro, look at it like this. A homegirl said this. Courtney said it, right? She said, 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I watched this man die. But I didn't just watch him for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. My timeline kept happening.
Yeah.
So I watched this man die repeatedly.
Yeah.
And then they play it on the news.
Yeah.
So it's a repeated.
Yeah.
So you didn't just watch him 8 minutes, 46 seconds.
Yeah. I want to say shout out to Courtney and Black Blues, the hosts of the Birth and Truth podcast. I am in a privileged position because I produced that podcast as well. And so I watched that interview, right? And so I was just like, when I was watching that interview, I was just like, man, I cannot wait to sit and talk to Yolan because it's so many things that I wanted to ask you about. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle's passing. Right. And just how things,
Thundercat.
Yeah, how things go on in the city of Los Angeles, man. But hopefully we'll get to it. But here it goes, man. I'm interested. Kalea said in episode 67 that the black creatives and artists that are making their respective arts in this time have to show what's going on in society. What should people take from your journey into becoming an author and your book in relation to what we're experiencing right now?
Okay, so the book is titled The Unknown Child Named Yolan, right? So you can say it's a poetic bio from when I was born to the man I am today.
Okay.
All right, so most people already know where I'm from. Okay. I'm from Southern Cali, San Diego, SD Dub C.
Okay.
What it is. And I grew up a product of the 80s.
Okay.
The Reaganomics. You know what I mean? So I knew the utopia of what the urban community was before it was ravished by rock. You know what I mean? The cocaine, the crack. And it hit my community hard. It was in my house. Gangbanging was in my house. You know what I mean? So this wasn't something that I didn't come into later on. I was born in this, Jack. You know what I mean? So doesn't mean you don't know right and from wrong. Like I tell people, I say, there's some brilliant gangbangers out there. There's some brilliant cats that got hooked on an addiction, but back then they wasn't calling it addiction for us like they do with meth and opioids right now. It was like them savages. So going back to the art part, once I started doing poetry, like writing, I was probably about 10 or 11, it was an escape. once I started doing spoken word, it was about 27. People started wanting to get me on the mic because they said, you got something to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So keep it 100. I was like, instead of talking about anything, talk about this thing. You know, because I started seeing a lot of our youth that was getting caught up in the culture, the gangbanging culture, that didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it made the other homies on the West put on even more, because now they banging on New York, they banging out there.
Houston.
In Houston, they banging in Europe. You know, everybody gangbanging. You know, and, you know, I'm walking around with cats that was like, fight the power and stop all the killing. If they knew how many people, how many brothers and sisters was dying from this, like on a real.
Yeah.
Because when I moved out here, cats was like, especially the older cats, I was 22, I was still active. You know, and they was like, "Yo, man, it's about kick those, pimping, and making money." You know, we ain't with that gang banging, because I was still spitting at the time too. So to see it transition to what it is now, you almost feel like you hold yourself responsibility, accountable for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how can I not reach out to the youth? So that's what art does. You mentioned Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come. James Brown, Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou. You know, the list goes on. Temptation, Stylist, everybody talked about that pain. Look how long we've been going through that pain. We just named cats almost 60 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you get up to like the 90s, you got Public Enemy, Brand Nubians, Tribe Called Quest. Here's a new school. That was that era. You know what I mean? So you still got it. You got it now with K-Dot, J. Cole. You know, so we still talking about it.
Yeah.
When is it going to be something that's going to resolve?
Yeah.
So we see some justice.
Yeah.
Some difference, some equality.
Yeah.
So being an artist, it's like being a doctor and a nurse. You're going to always need them.
Yeah.
You're going to always need them.
Oh, that's a lovely. Oh, I love that. I love that. Listen, Houston, Texas, I have you know this. My Virgo brother right here. And I say that because not only is he a Virgo, I'm a Virgo. He was married on my birthday, and his wife, my fam, is a Virgo as well. So my Virgo brother right here,
Virgo Nation.
No doubt, no doubt. You know what? Let me stop. Let me say this. I want to give you your flowers while you're here.
That's right.
I want to say to you, man, that you're a phenomenal actor.
Thank you, brother.
I loved you in Definition of Manhood.
Oh man,
I loved you in Pipe Dreams, and again, I'm privileged to say this. Black Blues said in Walking Like I Talk It that you have done 4 movies and 4 plays. Give me the other 2 movies because I'm not familiar.
Other movie was Help 2.
Okay.
And what was the other movie? God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It's all good, man, because if I had to go back and say what was the name of episode number 13 of my podcast,
because you know, then it's like short films.
Yeah.
And, you know, he named the 4 plays, but actually done like 10 or 12.
Yeah.
But the main was like, you know, Scarlet Letter.
Yeah.
Colored Girls.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just when you thought you had me and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, homie, that ain't nothing but God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ask any one of my padres, man, they'll tell you like this nigga ain't never said nothing about being an actor or a poet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like just make it out, survive. So when it came to getting these opportunities, man, it took cats like Vincent.
Yeah.
Kind of coached me into it.
Yeah.
It's like he just got the natural talent to do it. Because you've been doing on the mic spoken word for so long.
Yeah.
The amorism. So I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. I want to give you your flowers, man, because so many times people do things and embark on journeys and they don't get the kudos, especially when they're doing well at it. Right. And so for me, poet, then you turn into an actor and now an author. So I know that is not unexpected. Right. So creativity comes from experiences. You're a poet, you've acted, and now you become a published author. Take me through that experience of where you first started. Okay, this is where I want to start with it, up until publishing it and generating a couple of dollars on it.
You know how...
As a matter of fact, where can I buy the book right now? Talk while I do that. Oh,
man, absolutely. You can buy the book on my page at Yolan Poet, Facebook. Okay. Also on Motivational Point Publishing, which is on IG and Facebook.
Okay.
You can go ahead and hit with the Cash App.
Cash App, I'll do that.
Yolan.Young.
Okay.
And the PayPal, A Poet's Poet.
Okay.
You can also get it again on Motivation Point Publishing. And I forgot how I forget that Amazon.
Okay.
It's on Amazon.
On Cash App, if I send it to you on Cash App, what's your Cash App again?
$
Okay.
Yolan, Yolan,
Okay.
Young,
Okay.
Young.
Okay, and how much is the book?
A dub, $20.
Got you. I'm sending it right now.
Thank you, brother. That's love, man. Support
doubt.
black.
No doubt,
Support.
no doubt.
But
Go ahead.
Stop being scared. Take the track shoes off. I say it like that. Take the track shoes off.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
When you have a thought in your mind that you want to do, you have a thought in your mind that you want to do, something that you want to pursue, write it down, make it plain, put it in front of your face, in a mirror, in a closet, in the front door, and just go for it. Don't have no fear, because a lot of times we stop pursuing our dreams because we have fear what people are going to say, fear you feel like it's not going to be good enough, just no fear. So 3 years ago, when it came back to my mind, remember especially after I had the heart attack, I had to sit down. So it was like, right. Wifey, like, right. Everybody, like, right. You learn to do. I didn't feel like doing that. It's like my voice is gone. Right? So I started writing on the book then. Had a couple people reach out to me and was like, yo, I want to publish your book. So I'm looking up and it was like a big time publishing company. I was like, okay. So 3 years later, the book is here. But it took a lot of patience. Yeah. And it just timing, like the perfect timing. So what I do in the book, or what I said in this poetry book, it's all true. You know what I mean? It's nothing that's not true. So it's may hurt some people, may affect some people, but it's gonna help somebody. Yeah. It's gonna help somebody. It's gonna help the people. So I do it more for the people, not for myself. So generating change, oh man, that was just a blessing part, because I never got in poetry to make bread. I was doing fine. You know what I mean? But when it started coming with the features, weddings, parties, birthdays, and then holding, shout out to the improv, shout out to my team, Soul Poetry. Every other month, we hosted the improv, historical poets, first time ever being done at a predominant comedy spot. Okay. Had to get that up. Okay. That's been running for 6 years. Okay. So just don't be afraid. Don't give up. Okay. Don't just keep pushing. Take the track shoes off from running backwards. Yeah. And just run in your lane, man. Create your own lane.
You said in Walk It Like I Talk It Again, make sure that you check out the Birth and Truth podcast every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Their guests are phenomenal. You said that you suffered through a mild, I don't know if I want to say mild, but you suffered through a little depression in it. Is that what took away your voice, or how did that go?
Yeah. Man, when you have a massive heart attack, right? Yeah. And you work out twice a day. Yeah. You know what I mean? You working in the field that God bless you with. I was a pathologist. Yeah. So, and then, you're an activist. You moving, and then you get shut down. And then all of a sudden they say, okay, 2 months later, they got to put an ICD in your chest, right? So now I got a defibrillator / pacemaker in my chest, right? 3 months later after that, they say, oh, okay, you need a new heart. And you like, they don't know what's going on. They can't tell you, I don't eat bad. They don't really run in my family. So they was like, okay, gotta be stressed. Yeah. And you African American. I forgot that. That's a diagnosis, right? Yeah. So it set in because you gotta learn how to walk all over again, especially when you've been sprinting your whole life. So how you go back to trying to walk, can't live, can't, oh man, it stuck me. And then, I'm taking like 16, 18 pills in a 24-hour period. So now I have a good day, but I might have like 3 bad days. And the pain that set in and everything. So yeah, it was hard to pick up a pen and write about anything. I didn't even want the world to see me. So people and family and friends was coming through. And thank God, I can tell you like that, that's what helped me. My kids, my wife, and the family and friends that supported me and came just laid hands on me. Yeah. Like, bro, we here. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Black Youth Summit that me and Derek would put on, Derek Muhammad. Shout out to my brother, Derek Muhammad. I had to stop doing everything. So that's like literally pause it. and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at that point, all I kept hearing was my mom. Shout out to my mom, she just passed.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
I kept hearing her when I was growing up, like, we don't quit. So I would see her, you know. I hear my dad, get up, we don't quit. So that's what got me motivated. So instead of just laying up, even though they telling me to, I would still get out there. I still walk. I still move. And if I shut down, pick myself up. So that was the psychological part.
Yeah. It's
just hearing that from how I was trained. Don't quit. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Find another way.
Yeah.
It's just one way. Find another way.
No doubt. You said that the book is a collection of poems. Mm-hmm. Okay. How far back did you go with adding poems into the book?
You mean as far back in my life?
Yeah.
I went all the way back to 5, 6 years old.
Okay.
That's where I went. I started right back from like 82.
Okay.
And then just went from there all the way to about 39.
So the chapters in the book are the name of the poems?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So actually, it's just a collection of poems. So you will see Mother's Touch, and then 3, 5, 4. They're all different pieces. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing a bunch of different stories. You might have short poems. Mm-hmm. That's going to talk everything from the injustice to gang life to growing up to love to breaking up to hurting somebody to being hurt. You know, you know, all of that to some of our greats. Yeah. Everything from Aretha Franklin to some of our greats to empowerment, encouragement for the brothers and sisters. You know, so all of that is the impact of my life, and you see it through the eyes of this cat named Yolan. The reason I called it Yolan because nobody believe that's my real name.
Yolan is your real name?
That's my real name.
Okay.
You know, so when I say the unknown child, because people don't really hear that. You know, they're like, oh, where you from? So a lot of times they think I'm from the motherland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or somewhere else, you know, and they find out, oh, nah, bro. That's what my mom.
He homegrown.
Homegrown. Right from the soil. Right from the turf, man. Yeah.
So you mentioned something about not something about you mentioned the riots in LA in 1992. Is there a piece that reflects that in the book?
Yeah.
Now, with the riots that are going on now, what are the differences to you that you feel make this one distinctive from that one? Because I remember, in 92, I was 8, right? So I remember seeing some of it on TV, but I don't remember living it.
I'll tell you the one major thing that stand out, that's important, is to see all these officers taking a knee. That never happened, right? To see all the officers taking a knee, to see senators, congressmen, politicians taking knees, to see so many white people out there with their signs standing for the injustice, even signs saying we denounce our white privilege, to see them out there being vocal, never saw that coming.
Yeah.
Now, 92, and you look at Ferguson, it's real similar, you know. But to see that on the opposite side, the actual system, like, okay, we with you, that was confusing to a lot of us. That was like, oh, how you with us when you killing us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it honest. So that was probably the most important thing that stuck out. Number 2, even though we saw a couple riots here and there, you know, we saw in Minneapolis where they burnt down the fire stations. You didn't really see a real drawback in the community where they just destroy their hometown, like we did back home, or when you see with the Watts riots or the Detroit riots or the Chicago riots or the New York riots, you know, all through history, we burn our stuff down. And people don't understand it. We burn it down. It's not really our stuff. It's our community. We all stay here. We don't really own a lot of this.
Yeah. So
that's one thing I saw that it was like, we peaceful, we gonna do this. We gonna do it this way. Yeah. That's probably the 2 biggest things that I say that was different from this protest versus back in the day.
Okay. What's your favorite piece in the unknown child named Yolan? What's your favorite piece in it?
My favorite piece, man, probably gotta be one I had just wrote in 2018, around the time when Kaepernick was taking a knee, 2017. And I wrote, it's called The Stars in the Sky, Stripes on My Back. And I did a remix of the national anthem.
Yeah. You got to give us a sample of that, dog.
Oh, man, it's nothing.
Are you gonna read it or you gonna recite it?
Oh, man, I'm a spoken word artist.
Okay.
I spit.
Hold on, Houston, Texas. We're gonna slide that mic back. Hold on right quick. I'm gonna slide that mic back and get my man to give us some. Go ahead, fam. On you.
All right, man. Y'all know Yolan, a poet, man. Improv, soul poetry. Let's get it. Oh, say, can y'all see? We still dying out here in these streets. While the cops are not held for the death chokehold on my homie, whose bright badges and dark guns give them permission to kill our loved ones as phones record crime, social media's live streaming. Now there's yellow tape and red flares, black mothers' cries, wails in the air, gave proof on this night that our government does not care. Oh, say, did my bending knee still stop the unjust brutality in a land where we wasn't always free and the home of the African descendant slave?
I'm gonna enjoy this book, man. First of all, I look at it and it looks like an easy read. Talk to us about like why you structured it. Oh, fam. Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Houston, Texas. I'm not gonna read it out, man. I'm just looking at it. And one thing I love about, I love to get gifts from the creators that come on. I just love it, man, because I just keep them close to my heart. But talk to us about the structure.
Well, bro, before I say that, man, like, JR, man, you do incredible.
I appreciate
incredible
it,
work on both sides of the lines. Like lately, me and Ashley has been talking because, wifey was like, "Babe, I want to do something." She, it's almost like the world, especially social media, it can kind of make you feel guilty.
Yeah,
it made people feel guilty, and I just want to tell you the same thing I told her. Like, you're a teacher, bro.
Yeah.
Not only that, you got your what's next, then you with the youth.
Yeah.
I've seen you take them out of state, bro.
Yeah.
You're a coach, bro.
Oh, my God.
The words that you give these students reflect what I remember.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my mentors, some of the coaches, some of the teachers that, like you saw on the podcast, I had no idea they knew my stepfather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd probably be 6 feet deep right now. I'd probably be locked up in the cell still right now.
Yeah.
But it was those people that impact me, that those seeds you plant, they don't never forget. No child forgets. So I want to say thank you to you for everything you're doing in the visionary.
I appreciate it, man.
Real shit.
I do. I appreciate it, man. Because, here's the thing. Like, when you go to college, a lot of people take on degrees that are going to get them instant money right when they come out. And, I started off an engineering degree, but, I was always one of those kids that I've always been an artist, but being an artist in my family wasn't something that you knew that you can count on money coming in every 2 times a week or however often, right? So 2 times a month. So I held it in, and engineering and that type of structure really doesn't fit how my brain works. So education, it took me a long time to get there. But when I finally did, I fell in love with it because I felt like what I didn't have as an educator, because I was always in those magnet programs, what I didn't have as an educator, now was my chance to give back, somebody that can go toe to toe and not write you up, not kick you out. If you do get out of hand, I'll kick you out, but come on back in. Somebody who's not going to call your mom, understands.
Right.
You call mom and sometimes she's not there. She working 2 or 3 jobs. So you got to give the lunch money. You got to give the ride home. You've got to motivate, help with the homework and all. So I really enjoyed. And what really made me, because, we can get sidetracked with not having the financial support in a career that we need. Right. And so I would say that hearing everybody get laid off during COVID-19, and I'm, every other Wednesday, like clockwork, my account is ding, you know, it's dropping like the Cash App. Like the Cash App, when you get money there, it just drops in there. And I said, you know what? I can't complain about being an educator. I just got to manage what I got because I love what I do. It's been a few times when you speak on coaching, it's been a few times when I see my kids just evolve when it's their game, right? Shout out to Kobe Tillman, Jacob Escobedo, you know, Garnett, Perp. Shout out to all of them, man, because they, you know, they really came alive this year. Jordan and a few others. Xavier, X, man, I love you. But go on, fam, what you were saying? I mean, I had to because, you know, my JV team, we fought this year for all 10 games we won. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Hamilton Huskies.
No doubt.
My daughter, Carissa Young. Championship, undefeated. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out my nephew Josiah Richardson. His birthday is actually today.
Hey, shout out, man, Young King.
Love you, boy.
Yes, man. Yeah. but back on when we was talking about like the structure of the book, it came during that period because my first book I put out, Mixed Emotions. It was actually like that, mixed emotions, everything from religion to how I was feeling, what I was doing through her. Yeah, but it wasn't time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't time. When it was time to tell my story, it's because I was old enough to tell my story. I can't tell my story at 20. I'm still living.
Yeah.
21, I made it. 41, I'm here 21 years later. Who'd have thought? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you got to tell your story because I got nephews. I got daughters. You know what I mean? I got little cousins and stuff. They look up at me. So if anything, to do this book was to show them, like, your family we broken the curse. But you got to know, and then the family and friends around, you know, if this make it around the world, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, because the people need to understand. My older brother was telling me, shout out to my older brother, Terry, a.k.a. Battle Loco, Fed Gang, out there with E40, Rick Rock and them.
Yeah.
He was like, bro, this is brilliant. You know, he was like, this is brilliant. My dad, he reads the book. Before he get to the bottom, he say, son, I never thought I would see my name other than in an obituary. So for people to see it from the professor at TSU and U of H that say the same thing, like, I love the storytelling where you're going with this, to hear from my same family, that's all I wanted, was the people to see we have a voice. And a lot of us don't know how to structure in it, but God gave me the gift to structure poems. Yeah. You know? Because number one, I'm a fan of poetry. I'm a fan of words. Yeah. So when you're a fan, it's a lot easier. And I love history. So when you're hearing it and when you're reading the book, you're not seeing no different from when you see me on the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, tell me about writing a book and then publishing it, why in this time period right now? When did you publish the book?
Oh, the book was published last year.
Okay.
It was published last year.
And how did you know that it was time to publish it?
Confirmation. So many people.
How did that come?
First in the hospital.
Okay.
My first time was in the hospital. My brother, shout out to Choice, came in there with a blank notepad. People like to, give me notepads with like either scriptures on them, or name on them.
Yeah.
Like, get busy. And then I'll go for June 10th. I go down to Texas City.
Okay.
And I get busy down there. And it's the elders. That's like, when you gonna write this book? When you gonna do this book? You need to tell the story, not just your story. You need to tell the story. Yeah. So these are some of the elders I admire that's been in the game for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So once I was doing it, it just so happened, and put it like this. Even when you ain't moving your feet, God gonna move you.
Yeah.
He, that door is open, and you may not be trying to go through. He gonna push you.
Yeah.
So that's what ended up happening. I would put, short poems or pieces on social media, different groups and whatever, and it just so happened that who's my publicist now, shout out to Joanne, she was like, "Yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
Why ain't you publishing this?
Yeah.
You giving it away for free, basically.
Yeah.
And I had other publicists same way. So either I felt like I'm still in that trust factor, but the numbers came back. Like she did a sample, threw it to the East Coast, and it just went bananas on this one piece.
Yeah,
she was like, "I'm telling you, gotta."
You talking about Joanne, Jersey Joanne?
Jersey Joanne.
Okay.
Yes. Soup and Lola show.
Shout out to her.
Yes, vibe with Soup and Lola.
Yeah.
She's the publicist of Motivational Point Publishing. So she saw the vision that I had and was like, I'm right with you.
Okay.
So once it came all together, starting, I want to say 2016, 2017, it was actually supposed to be released last year, but I was doing a movie.
Yeah.
So she was like,
working. That boy working. That man working. Let me not say boy. That man working.
Get it. Grind. So she was like, let's do it 2020 February, because that's Black History Month. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know, especially what your book's about.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, that's work. Then, dun-dun-dun-dun, Rona hit. Then, dun-dun-dun-dun, my mom passed away.
Yeah.
So it was like, we gonna do pre-sales, because it stopped the tour. I was on a 8-city tour.
Yeah.
Stacks, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I ain't know, dang, you know, with moms and all that, you know. So she like, let's just put it out there pre-sale.
Yeah.
Down to like 40 bucks now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then about to re-up.
Yeah.
In Thursday, because I'm going to Dallas.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday. So,
I like that, man.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So you just get, just gotta keep it pushing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just don't worry about, don't sweat the small stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
Literally sweat the small stuff. So.
What song's on your mind right now?
Songs?
Yeah.
Oh man, you had said Nipsey Hussle earlier. We got a song called "Shed a Tear." You know, for I don't shed a tear, that don't mean that I ain't scared. You know.
Yeah.
I don't fear. They click cry for me, bullets flying in the air as
Yeah.
the chopper go. You know, and then Anderson.Pakk, his whole tracks. I say Kendrick Lamar, everything from Section 80 to DNA.
I need to revisit that album.
You know what I mean?
Section 80.
Yeah. So you hear that? I mean, even that Black Panther album was cold, but
Yeah.
that DNA is strong right now. Public Enemies, Fight the Power. Fight the Power.
Yeah.
You know? Like these stay in my head.
Yeah.
That's why right now I'm like eerily calm. You know, people like, why you gotta, kind of smiling. It's not smile because of the chaos.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as no justice, no peace, but then say we gonna walk peacefully. How you do that?
Yeah.
How you do that? So my thing is like, stay at it. You see right now the difference of from NASCAR, it's so much going on. Back to the youngsters with, and what technology is doing. You see how many people was getting fired from their social media page or that live streaming? You dig what I'm saying? So there's other ways of getting it without just burning something.
Yeah.
They know we gonna do that. They know we gonna do that.
Yeah.
So you gotta find other means in other ways. And that takes young minds. That takes a different thought.
Yeah. For me, I said in episode 66 that I wasn't for the ride, and I'm still not, because I think that it takes away from the narrative that you're trying to portray by peacefully marching. And I'm not one to say no justice, no peace, because here's the thing. I equate, like you said something earlier about society and art and how it connects. Society and education connect as well. Mm-hmm. And so here's a sad thing from an educator standpoint, and I don't want anybody to feel that I'm dismissing their kid, but there are going to be kids that no matter what you do, right, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to want, no matter how much you motivate them, no matter how much you do. Like I've told kids, listen, if you give me 25%, I can carry you the rest of the way. And I've done that for some kids, right? And then it just dawned on me that some kids are going to fail. Some kids are going to drop out. Some kids will have kids early in high school, right? And then when I piggyback and venture into society, the no justice, no peace, I pray that it doesn't happen again, but there will be something like this happen again in a couple of years. You know, even in this month, I think another African American kid has been killed. You know what I'm saying? So
just 2 days after Floyd.
Yeah.
And then while the protest was going on, you saw what's happening in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
You know, so it don't stop.
Yeah, it don't.
You know, but back on what you were saying with, you know, certain kids, you know, right off the top, like, you're not going to reach them, but it's that each one reach one, teach one.
No doubt.
Right? So we know I'm not going to reach 100. I would love to reach all 100. Mm-hmm. But you know it's going to be 65 of them that's going to stand strong.
Yeah.
20 going
to
play the fence, and they may not get it till they get older.
Yeah.
A lot of them, but the small portion, that 10, oh, man, they may not get it, not never. You're right.
Yeah.
It may take them to get locked up. It may take them going to pen. A lot of my homies, you know what I mean? They get out, and they like, okay, but you done did 12 years.
Yeah.
Done did 15 years.
Yeah.
You had a whole lot of reading to do, you know what I mean? But a lot of kids, it's that each one, teach one, reach one. So you got, I like how you said it, you got to have that like 25%, okay. But if I know if I reach him and exact that on him to make sure you reach the other one, that's how it's the trifecta.
Yeah.
Each one, reach one, teach one.
Yeah.
With the riots, though, I was telling somebody else, matter of fact, I was like, Obama had just said this, right? He was like, America was built on riots. Yeah. It was built on protest.
Yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate, but that's history. Because I like how you said that. I pray it don't happen in the future, but it's happening right now in China. It's happening somewhere right now in Africa. It's happening somewhere right now in India. We just don't see their news like we see our news.
Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the only thing you can do is work in your home, get your house right first.
Yeah.
That way you can. We are visual people.
Yeah.
So when they see, okay, Yolan not just talking it, this is what he doing. Oh, he just ain't, this is where he going. Because I remember Yo, a.k.a. Yayo back in the day. Mm-hmm. But now I see this, okay, it does help people transition. Yeah. It does people say, okay, here's a better way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I was a dropout with one credit left. Yeah. 8.0 student. But I was caught up in the street. Yeah. And what was going on in my home. So I'm like, man, I'm done. I was in AP classes, seminar, all that. Yeah. You know what I mean? All American, all that. You know? But I dropped out. Yeah. Got my GED, started back up, moved to H-Town, started progressing better. Yeah. Became a man. Yeah. So when kids see that, like, okay, he didn't just stop because it's a voice. I tell people, I say, if you ain't never smoked crack, you can't talk to no crackhead. Yeah. But that person is a recovering crack addict, knows exactly what that crackhead doing or going through. So he gonna relate better. Yeah. You know, so a lot of times when you tell them, look, my struggles, whether you went to college or not, and you like, but this is where you gotta do persevere. You gotta don't quit. I install this in my daughters all the time. 2 things we don't do: distractions and quitting. No distractions, no quitting, no excuses. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Today is June the 10th, 2020, and we have 204 days left in the 2020 year. What do you hope to attain in 204 days?
Peace. Peace in my mind, brother. That's it. Just peace in my mind. That's my right now. I'm mentally and physically drained. You know, and I just need peace. Sit on somebody's ocean. Yeah. Just something small. Yeah. That's all I want to do is something small. Me and wifey just go sit on somebody's ocean. Yeah. You know, because we need rest. All of us. 40 million people lost their job. Yeah. This corona stuff making people sick. Yeah. You know, people personally, you know. So with everything going on with the protesting and the riots and the killings, we as a people, as a society, are mentally and physically drained. So we just need peace right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna write, if your next poem is a tribute to George Floyd, where are you gonna start writing that at? How are you gonna start? How are you gonna approach that?
Well, I don't say it like this. Like, that's not how my juices flow. Okay. Right. So if I was to write about George, it'd have to be like I already thought about it, you know, but I haven't thought about it because right now I'm still in the process like another one, and it's tape, you know, because I got the Trayvons, I got the Oscar grants, I got the before that. I got the Emmett Tills before that, when, you know. But right now, my heart won't even let my pen even do that, because right now it's like, let him rest. That's how my artistic flow runs, you know.
Yeah.
What I can say is to his family that much love, and I pray healing and strength. Yeah. And I just, speaking about this, yo, bro, just put it like this. I love Houston. Houston's my second home. And I don't say this enough. I love how Houston put on for their own. I saw this doing Harvey. I've seen it doing when it came like beefs, rap beefs, you know, Pimp C. And I always wondered, like, at this time, especially in like the early 2000s, like 01, 02, like, man, how come we can't get that, you know, in Southern Cal? You know?
Really? You don't think that Southern Cal?
Not then. Okay. Now it's different. I mean, when you get DJ Quick and Corrupt making albums together, you know, back then, you know, you had your Bloods and Crips CD or tapes, but it was different colors, right? But even with Mac 10 and Dub C, when Q made West Side Connection, you know, that was one versus TDE. When you got J-Rock, Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Absol, K-Dot.
Okay, you're talking about guys from different cities.
Sets.
Different sets.
Different sets. Bloods and Crips mingling together.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot. Nipsey was really a foundation for that too, because he has an album you got to catch out called, what is it? Gang Injunction.
Mm-hmm.
Gang Injunction. And he got Bloods and Crips from different sets all on the album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's a banger. It's a banger, you know. But we saw what the South was doing.
Yeah.
So when I was asking these questions, the homies back home was asking these questions too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't talking about the Bay.
Yeah.
Because the Bay really ain't got gang banging like that.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know the Bay. But when you came to Southern Cal, a lot of things that stopped us musically was the gang bang culture.
Yeah.
So to see things right now, it's a lot different from the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, a lot different. And I feel like the South had a whole big part to do with that.
Yeah.
Everybody was collective, especially like with SUC, you know, from all the stories and the histories that, and I know some of these cats, you know, I had the privilege to know some of these cats. So to see that transition let me know that if you want to see change, it has to be united.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Bloods and Crips gang banging is not nowhere, and I say it's coming from me, nowhere as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
Because these youngsters is like, man, we can get this money together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I loved about Houston. When I saw that with hip hop, then what I saw with Harvey, then what I saw with 60,000 for George, and it's not stopping.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Now we're going to Joshua Johnson, who got hit out there in Mo City by Undercover Cop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I know this personally because this cat is hashtag him. So now we done went to the world. Now let's go open our back door. That's H-Town, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about this city, man.
Yeah.
Got 2 babies out this mug, so okay.
Yeah. No doubt.
Chocolate center.
Man, like I said, man, I just feel about you and Ashley. First of all, I've done all my acting with Ashley.
Yes.
And the way she came alive in Pipe Dreams.
Oh, man.
I was in the theater like, my God, Ashley is killing. And listen, let me tell you this. And we know what happened to Vaughn, because Ashley Young played Vaughn in Pipe Dreams. When what happened to Vaughn happened to Vaughn in Pipe Dreams, I was hurt.
Bruh.
I was hurt in the theater. I was like, oh my God, oh damn, man.
Imagine reading the script like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah,
Like,
but man, I just like I said, I want to give you your flowers. I want to say, man, that your evolution as an actor has been one to witness. I think you're phenomenal. I think I'm gonna do a better job of catching you live at the Improv.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I've got a handle of how to do the podcast. Now I've got a handle of it, and it took me a while to just kind of get it all together. And then, you know, my personal life was on the rocks and stuff like that. But man, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
I think that you were phenomenal on the Birth and Truth podcast, which is now uploaded. It's on YouTube right now, so y'all check that out. You were phenomenal on that podcast. Every time I see you, you're doing your thing.
Thank you, bro.
And I can't wait to dive into this book.
Oh, man.
I can't thank you for my signed copy of it, man. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask you is, what's next for you?
Oh, man. So I'm just going. So I'm doing my next book is going to be with my daughter.
Okay.
My oldest one.
Okay.
Not only is she an artist, she draws very well, illustration wise, and she's also a poet coming into herself.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a children's book. So my next book is gonna be a children's book.
Okay.
And that should be released sometime mid-June next year.
Okay.
So yeah, that's already in the process right now.
Okay.
To get her to know that, hey, anything is possible. You're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't daddy. This is you. We're gonna do this together.
Yeah.
So that's what's next. Other than that, man, just stay grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really don't know what the future holds because 5 years ago they said I wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So every day it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
All right, I got this opportunity.
No doubt.
Right, go ahead and do it.
No
You know what I
doubt.
mean? Just live life to the fullest, but in the moment at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for, I know that I just end it like this, and I always have to give shout out to wifey because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here.
Virgo's up.
Virgo Nation, baby. So yeah, man, you know what I mean, being the best husband I can, being the best father I can, and
No doubt.
keep it pushing just like that.
No doubt. Listen, man, I haven't done this in a long time because when the Rona hit, you know, I had moved the podcast to telephones, and I owe for everybody who's been on the podcast since. Listen, Asia, Kalea, Lacey, Coach Rowe, my man Marco in Northridge, California.
Northridge.
Who did? Man, I owe about 16 shirts. And y'all will get y'all shirts, y'all will get y'all shirts. Nicole in Atlanta, I owe 16 shirts. But man, I wasn't punctual today because I wanted these shirts to be fresh for you.
Bruh.
And here, first of all, let me start off with this one.
I'll take that 35-minute.
This is the exclusive podcast T-shirt that I give to every creative that comes on the podcast, right? And then here, this year, the addition in the 2020 year is the What's Next T-shirt that I give to every creative that comes on the podcast, man. I appreciate you giving me, first and foremost, this book. It's priceless.
No, I'm rocking them too, right?
Yeah.
I'm rocking it right now. You know.
Yeah, I pressed that shirt that my man Yolan has got on right now.
Hashtag just a thought. I forgot all about it.
And I can't wait to dive into this book. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being who you are, man, and just as an artist, you're inspirational to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just enjoy seeing you in that lane.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and I'm not done acting. I just, you know, we'll talk about that another time. I wanna make a platform so that way I can come on here with the direct goods and be like, hey, check me out here. Link right here on the bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Links right here on the bottom. So you can check me out right here, man. Everything goes to a good cause.
Oh man, before I get off too, I forgot about the documentary. That's what
No doubt. Go ahead.
PN's Poetic Energy Needed in Society. It's a documentary put on, produced by Carlos Wallace, CEO of Soul Caritas. It was supposed to release June 23rd on Netflix.
Yeah.
But because the Rona has been pushed back, but it's been picked up by several it's called film festivals.
Let's go, Yolan. Let's go.
You can see me, if you can type my name in, IDMB TV.
IDMB.
Yeah, you can type my name in. It'll show like a little list of catalog.
Man. My man right here, y'all. My man, Virgo brother right here, man.
Go Nation.
Listen, man, Houston. I want to say shout out to the city one time. I want to say rest in peace to George Floyd. I want to say rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. I want to say rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery and every soldier that we've lost. 2020 is still amidst us. Listen, Houston, I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others. Peace and blessings.
Sachi on my body, Biggie, chicken puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby. And I'm wildin' in my wallies, and them valleys, no Pilates. More weight get you more wet. Nah, that's these Spumante. My crystal ball, I see crystal. I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades. That Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guy. The Willie niggas who buy them bottles. And then they salute my dude. I see you, dog. 5 bottles, 1 dick. Why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Your breath on private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on priceless Audi. This